Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
And good morning. It is Thursday, October 22nd, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Have you ever seen a 1,000 or maybe a 1,500-pound pumpkin? Now you've got your choice of 3 of them downtown Annapolis. You can go to Lemongrass, St. Anne's Church, or at Main and Marketspace to catch them. And what's really cool about this is that you can turn around and take your picture with them, post it up onto social media with the hashtag Great Annapolis Pumpkin, and you might win a gift card to one of 16 different restaurants. All the places that kicked them in are Dangerously Delicious Pies, Osteria, Buddy's Crabs and Ribs, 49 West, Fed House, Iron Rooster, Latitude 38, Lemongrass, Tsunami, all your favorites downtown just for taking a picture. Pretty cool. This project actually started with Bumper Moyer, who ran for the Ward 8 Alderman seat way back when. He is the son of former mayors Ellen and Pip Moyer, and he's been bringing gigantic pumpkins to his house in Eastport for years, and he went out to western Pennsylvania and grab these monsters. So you want to make sure you check them out. Again, the locations are in front of Lemongrass on West Street, St. Anne's Church right within the circle there at the top of Main Street, as well as Marketspace down by the Market House. Hey, congratulations to the Anne Arundel Medical Center. Once again, they won an award for the Most Wired designation. They did win a CHIME Award, which is the College of Healthcare Information Management Executives 2020 Digital Healthcare Most Wired designation. They were recognized for applying core and advanced technologies into clinical and business programs to improve the health and care in the community they serve. According to Ron Nolte, who's the Associate Chief Information Officer at Anne Arundel Medical Center, he said, "We are proud to be recognized for the most advanced technologies that help improve outcomes for our patients, create efficiencies for our workforce, and ultimately enhance the health of our community." Some of these technologies helped people be connected to their loved ones while they were in there for a stay, as well as the great expansion of telehealth visits. This is actually the 3rd year that they have won this, so good job on Anne Arundel Medical Center. Another business you might be curious about, Lidl, and it's not really here yet, but they are really taking this COVID thing very seriously, and they have committed to outfitting every one of their Maryland stores with a special MERV 13 air filtration system. Now, MERV 13 is apparently a much higher rated air filter system that you would find typically, and this is what's used in hospitals. They say it does filter out the COVID-19 and infectious aerosols, according to public health and industry leaders. They do pledge to have them in all the stores within the United States eventually, but Maryland will be by the end of the year. Now, where is Lidl here in Annapolis? Well, I called up, I asked, and the Solomon's Island Road location, which is the former Shoppers, is almost ready. They would not commit to a date for a grand opening, but they did tell me that it would be by the end of the year. I also asked about the one down on Bay Ridge Road across from the existing Giant. They didn't have any information on that. They said that it is still in play, but there is absolutely no timeline for that at this point. So for those down in Bay Ridge, Arundel on the Bay, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for a Lidl. The 2021 National Cherry Blossom Festival will proceed in 2021, but without the parade. Organizers announced on Tuesday that the festival will continue from March 20th to April 11th, but due to COVID-19 restrictions, the parade will be canceled. According to Diana Mayhew, who's the festival's president and CEO, she said the festival is working with D.C. officials, the National Park Service, and other partners to bring a variety of programs that will engage the community and embrace springtime in the district. Boy, that's kind of a bit of a bummer of an announcement. And finally, upcoming pods for you to keep your ear out on. Yesterday afternoon, I spoke with Dick Franyo and Stephen Rice. Dick is the owner of the Boatyard Bar and Grill. Stephen is the city's economic development director, about business in Annapolis and how they're going to survive COVID and what consumers can do to help them out. That's going to launch sometime next week. Also last week, I spoke with Georgia Sherrod from the Conflict Resolution Center. Unfortunately, her business is booming for a little bit, but it was really fascinating to find out all the things that they do. It's a great asset for the community. Also look for that to drop sometime next week. And today I'm actually going to be speaking with Christy Neidhart on what COVID has done to the real estate market. She is a local realtor. She's got a lot of listings and she's got a lot of insight on how people are buying, selling, or not during the COVID pandemic. And we do have more on the way, of course. All right, that does wrap it up for us today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net for updates to these stories and more throughout the day. If you can leave a rating or a review, please do that and let your friends, family, and colleagues all know how to get a hold of us. It is Thursday, so we do have Trevor standing by with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minutes, and we also have George Young with your local Mdva weather forecast, as we have every day. But first, here's a real quick one from Rick Peters from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. Mdva weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of Mdva weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with Mdva weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, October 22nd. Another slow start yesterday with more AM clouds and fog, but much like Tuesday, it came with tons of sunshine and temps generally in the 70s for most across the region. Look for yet more of the same again today with AM fog followed by PM sunshine and warm temps for Annapolis and beyond, with highs again in the mid to upper 70s ahead of slightly cooler temps Friday and Saturday with highs 70 to 75, with much cooler weather moving in Sunday behind a cold front with highs down into the 60 to 65 degree range, with the weekend being a mix of sun, clouds, and maybe even a few scattered showers as skies become slightly unsettled through the early part of next week. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of Mdva weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. Be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching Mdva weather in the Apple or Google App Store. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and use our website each day at dcmdvaweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Annapolis may be Maryland's state capital, but it's also the sailing capital of the world. And whether you call Naptown home or are just planning a visit, a cruise on the Annapolis Maritime Museum's newly restored skipjack, the Wilma Lee, is a perfect opportunity to sit back, relax, and let the wind carry you across the water. Whether you're looking for front row seats to the Wednesday night sailing races, a guided sailing heritage tour, or an evening cruise to enjoy the extraordinary sunsets over the Chesapeake, a cruise aboard the historic Wilma Lee is the perfect way to connect the bay through both cultural and ecological lenses. The Annapolis Maritime Museum is making sure all safety protocols are undertaken, including social distancing and requiring masks while boarding. And the boat is open air, allowing plenty of space to socially distance. Tickets are available at amaritime.org. Private cruises are also available. Visit amaritime.org for more information.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Still going on now through November 1st is the Maryland STEM Festival. This annual festival features STEM activities all over Maryland by dozens of different groups. Of course, lots of them are online and virtual this year. Check out Marsha and the Positrons with STEM songs, the Maryland 4-H Artful Science Showcase, Spooky Science, Brain Battle Family Trivia, Blacks and STEAM Matter, STEM at Home, and tons more. Head on over to MarylandSTEMFestival.org for a list of all the events going on. On Tuesday, join Something's Blooming Annapolis at Harvest Time Tavern in Davidsonville for a fall wreath workshop. Enjoy happy hour cocktail and appetizer deals all night long for attendees. Tonight at London Town Gardens down in Edgewater, their Colonial Cocktail Series continues, this time with lamb's wool and hot buttered rum. Learn how to make and enjoy 2 colonial-era cocktails. Lamb's wool is made with apples, brown ale, and spices, and then, of course, the classic hot buttered rum. At Art Farm in Annapolis, starting today and running 5 weeks, is a beginner photography class for ages 12 through 15, run by Allison Harbaugh from Sugar Farm Productions and the Fearless Girls Photography Camps, as well as Pulitzer Prize-winning photojournalist Joshua Makuro. On Saturday, check out Art Farm's morning fall mini camp for ages 10 through 14. Drop the kids off and enjoy 3 hours to yourself while they work on a variety of projects and a rotating roster of teachers. On Sunday is First Exposure Beginner's Photography class. On Monday is a mixed media sculpture class for ages 10 through 15. Tuesday is a virtual beginner drawing class for ages 13 through adult. Also on Tuesday, the graphic design class continues. On Wednesday is a mixed media city project for ages 7 through 9, as well as a virtual pencil, charcoal, and watercolor class. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System, as always, a lot of Facebook Live story times for kids, including bilingual story times, a pajama story time, Monster Mash story time, Let's Vote story time, and a Halloween hullabaloo. Today, their afternoon book club has horror and ghost stories. Tomorrow, there's a virtual Halloween scavenger hunt. On Saturday, check out Cirque Science to Go, all about DNA, for ages 5 to 11. Join the Smithsonian Environmental Research Center to learn about DNA, including performing a real DNA extraction at home, with all the materials provided to you at no cost. On Monday at the Severn Library, check out Color Your Own Tarot, where you get a pack of tarot cards to color, as well as a book checked out on your library card that will guide you on how to use your cards to practice mindfulness. Also on Monday, the Severn Library is doing a pride yarn weaving. Design your own pride flag and create a yarn hanging that represents who you are, and hang it with pride, as well as celebrate LGBT History Month. And finally on Monday, there's Mondays Are Murder online true crime discussion. This month's discussion centers around the case of David Cam. At Unallocated Space in Severn, they're having another virtual happy hour tonight, as well as a beginning soldering class. The soldering class will be conducted over Zoom, and they'll walk you through the assembly of the SparkFun Weevil Eye Kit. Even if you don't get a hold of a kit in time for the class, you're welcome to join in on the Zoom call and learn about soldering. And tomorrow they're doing a virtual DC 443 Hack the Box working group, honing cybersecurity skills in a fun and social environment. And at Annapolis Makerspace this week, tonight we're having another bi-weekly open house and new member orientation night. If you want to see what the shop is like before deciding to join, tonight's a good night to drop by. And then on Tuesday we have our monthly general meeting. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org as well. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.